The city was a scar on the earth, Kurosawa, a monument to excess and decay, where towering chrome structures clawed at the smog-choked sky. Below, neon signs pulsed like dying stars, casting a lurid glow on the teeming masses. This was no city of dreams, but a breeding ground for nightmares. The air itself tasted of rust and desperation. It was here, in the festering heart of this urban hell, that Elias Voss sought his vengeance. Elias moved like a phantom through the crowded streets. His trench coat hid a grim arsenal, each weapon a testament to his rage. The crowds parted before him, a sea of hollow eyes and haunted faces. They knew his name, the Scarlet Vendetta, a whisper in the darkness, a harbinger of pain. He pushed deeper into the city's underbelly, the stench of decay growing stronger. Each step was fueled by a grief that gnawed at his insides, a constant reminder of why he was here. The syndicate had taken everything from him, his family, his life, his soul. Now he would repay them in kind, with blood. The memory of that night was seared into Elias's mind. The screams, the smell of burning flesh. The syndicate had stormed his apartment, their faces hidden behind grotesque masks, their bodies augmented with chrome and steel. He'd fought like a man possessed, but he was outnumbered, outmatched. They'd taken his wife and daughter, their laughter forever silenced. Now, only vengeance remained. Elias's fingers tightened around the hilt of his blade. It was a wicked thing, serrated and honed to a razor's edge, a tool for tearing and rending. But it wasn't his only weapon. Beneath his coat, a flamethrower hissed, eager to unleash its fiery fury, and strapped to his thigh, vials of neurotoxin gleamed, promising a swift and silent death. He was coming for them, the men and women who had orchestrated his downfall. He would carve a path of destruction through their ranks, leaving a trail of bodies in his wake. They would know pain, they would know fear, they would know the wrath of Elias Voss. The syndicate's headquarters loomed before him, a twisted metal monstrosity that scraped the sky. It was a fortress designed to inspire fear, a labyrinth of steel and shadows, and at its heart resided Madame Zira, the mastermind behind his misery. Elias entered the building, the doors groaning shut behind him. The air inside was thick with the scent of blood and ozone. He could hear the distant screams of the damned echoing through the steel corridors. There would be no turning back. He moved like a wraith, his senses on high alert. The syndicate had anticipated his arrival, and the building was a death trap. Laser grids crisscrossed the corridors. Motion sensors hummed in the darkness, but Elias was ready. He deactivated a pressure plate with a flick of his wrist, the air shimmering as a laser grid deactivated. He slipped past infrared sensors, his movements silent and swift. Each kill fueled his rage, pushing him closer to the edge of madness. He was no longer sure if he could differentiate between man and monster. Was he the righteous hand of vengeance, or had he become the very thing he sought to destroy? The stench of blood grew stronger as he approached Zira's inner sanctum. The walls here were slick with gore, the floor littered with bodies. He had become a whirlwind of death, leaving nothing but carnage in his wake. He found her seated on a throne of chrome and bone, Madame Zira. Her eyes, cold and calculating, met his. She was unarmed but unafraid. A small, cruel smile played on her lips. "You have come so far, Elias." Her voice, amplified by hidden speakers, echoed through the chamber. "But you will achieve nothing." Elias raised his blade, the serrated edge glinting in the dim light. "You took everything from me," he growled, his voice raw with pain. "Now it's your turn.